So as we go from 11 to 16, got it this time. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have to change, and so basically we're going to have to change this formula. So this is going to be the rate going forward is 3.285. So that's the additional, so at this point it's been significant learning from 2 to 10. We've gone from 6 hours per unit to just almost half that, 3.289. But now when we go to figure out the total direct labor hours, we're going to have to shift our formula to take this 47.6 and then add since we no longer have learning effects, we're going to be at our flat rate, which is what we're used to previously, prior to our discussion of learning curves. So as we work our way down, we'll see that we have total 67.36 for direct labor hours. So our estimate of cost then would be 67 times 25, or 1,684. So after 10, we no longer have learning take place. We have 1,684.10. That would be our cost if we under this scenario. Now again, compare this to if we were to copy this formula over here and learning were to continue to take place, notice that now that the learning would be at 65. So we'd have it would take 65 cumulative hours, 65.5. And we see that there would be a cost savings if learning continued to take place. And that cost savings would be just under $46. So the question is, and this is when we go through the estimation process, and this is as somebody who's going to be figuring out, well, how much time will something take? Will this job be profitable? Will we be? You hear people say, well, we can, we lose money, but we can make it up on volume. Well, I mean, it's trite, and sometimes people say that area, and they joke about how companies will lose money. But in some regard, if there is a learning process that takes place, you might be able to price your product in such a way that something that took 6 hours could be, in the case where we continue to have learning, it takes less than half that time at an 80% learning curve rate. It takes less than half that time once you get to 16, if learning can continue to improve. And so there are some tasks that where you may be able to see these experience effects going beyond 16 units even. But at some point, the learning stops, right? At some point, the it's just the nature of the job. It will be you just have to work through it, and otherwise, it's going to be hard to produce the product or develop something, or maybe AI can do it, and then they won't need us at all. But we're not to that point yet, I think. So I think we're okay for a little while still. But in any case, I wanted to give you an example where there's learning for a while, but then it stops. And it's, and again, it's not like, okay, well, the learning stopped and the cost like skyrocketed. The difference between the two is just under $46 in terms of wages.